the pressure. And this is why we're working on a new package of sanctions. This package will include, for example, sanctions on Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2.
European leaders gathered in Tirana, Albania, for the European Political Community Summit, unified in their goal to ramp up pressure on Russia. With the Ukraine conflict grinding on and no diplomatic breakthrough in sight, the summit focused heavily on expanding sanctions.
President Zelenskyy was ready to meet. President Putin never showed up. And this shows the true belief of President Putin. He does not want peace. So we have to increase the pressure. And this is why we're working on a new package of sanctions.
The sanctions package under discussion targets critical pressure points. Russia's shadow fleet, circumventing oil bans, the Nord Stream pipelines, and a possible tightening of the oil price cap. EU leaders aim to finalize the proposal ahead of the Council summit on May 20th. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy made a high-profile appearance at the summit, calling for stronger Western resolve as Russia continues to stall peace efforts. His presence served as a stark reminder of Ukraine's dependence on continued European support. That call found backing from NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte, who criticized the Kremlin's approach to negotiations. Rutte said Putin made a critical error by sending a low-level delegation to peace talks, led by the same envoy involved in the 2022 Istanbul dialogue.
I think Putin made a mistake by sending a low-level delegation with this historian leading that delegation, who was also there in the talks in 2022. The ball is clearly in his part of the field now, in his court. He has to play ball. He has to be serious about wanting peace. So I think all the pressure is now on Putin.
Putin's absence from Istanbul peace talks drew sharper criticism. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer called it further proof that Russia is not ready for dialogue and urged EU leaders to remain united.
Putin is not serious about peace. He's been dragging his heels, and I think it's really important, therefore, that we have absolute unity with our allies. We'll be working on that again today, to be clear that there must be a ceasefire, but also to be clear that should there not be a ceasefire, then we will act together in relation to sanctions.
I think everybody else was ready for the meeting of the leaders. Zelenskyy was saying, and also President Trump, I think, was saying that the leaders level meeting could be there. But like I guessed, Putin doesn't dare to come really. So I think downplaying this shows that they are not serious about the peace talks. I mean, this is clear for everybody. And I think it's important to see also that the whole world sees that Russia is playing games.
The focus also shifted to Russia's so-called shadow fleet, accused of bypassing sanctions under military escort. Across the Atlantic, momentum is building. U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham has proposed a 500% tariff on Russian goods. European leaders are closely watching the proposal, hoping for stronger U.S. EU alignment on sanctions.
Proposal from Senator Graham in the U.S.
Yes, it is a very good proposal. I think it shows that also Americans are seeing that the pressure should be put on Russia, who doesn't want to stop this war. So we are, of course, also seeing what we can do in order to mirror. I think when we are talking to the Americans, they are saying that it's a good chance that this will go through the Senate. Of course, they have their other procedures there, but I think it's important as a message as well that the Americans are seeing that this is important to put the pressure on Russia, and we have the tools, and the Americans also have the tools to do it.
Momentum for action is growing. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni and Latvia's Iveco Zelina both reiterated the urgent need for a ceasefire, even as European military support for Ukraine continues.
Let's see if he wants to really find peace or if instead he is not really willing to. But I think we should not give up anyway, and we must insist for an unconditional ceasefire.
We will ask for and demand for 30 days unconditional ceasefire because we know it's important. Ukraine wants it. Unfortunately, only Russia doesn't want a peace in our region.
As the Tirana summit concluded, Europe's message was unmistakable: unity, escalation, and a readiness to act. With Putin showing no signs of compromise, EU leaders are bracing for a prolonged confrontation, driven not by rhetoric, but by coordinated economic pressure and enduring resolve.